I'm tuning into the environment by this trail, this path, this way that I'm walking. Oh, there's a bird up there. And see if I can capture it. And there it is. Wondering, maybe it's. Oh, they're quick. They're very quick. Imagine he's building his nest or looking for food for his young ones. I just felt inspired to share this beautiful trail, and I was watching. This is very close to a super big beach that I kind of been growing up beside of. Not far from here I grew up. Oh, there's some bikers. Oh my god, that startled me. Yeah, I grew up not far from here. So this place I'm very familiar with. But it's some years now since I would walk this path. I just had to get out of the super crowded beach and all the sunshine, and I just had to move after I've been sitting in the shades looking at all these people and reading resonance from or the title is from Hartmut maybe Rosa, about the resonance. It's newly translated into Norwegian, and I really enjoy the title. It's how do I say that in English? It's maybe not accurate, but the resonant heart. Why democracy needs religion. And also how this betweenness of resonance with William Desmond's philosophy and theology, how those two deeply resonate with each other. It's very enjoyable to read both of them at the same time, and how it kind of they elaborate each other in a way, or they speak to each other. There's mosquitoes here too. Grabbing me. I love this warm weather, all these bugs. So another point for me personally, if I can call it that, maybe I'm gonna use the words that I've learned by Desmond, the intimate, a universal, and the determinate over determinate. I just wanted to show this curious how long I'm gonna walk in this direction. I guess something will call me back at some point. And there's the man with the dog. Oh, hi. I'm trying to film other people, but it's kind of I could pause it, of course. I didn't think of that. Yeah. Something's calling me back at some point. So this is it episode 8 now of the Moving Standpoint podcast. It looks like it looks like I'm gonna go to Sweden soon, visit a dear friend of mine, and break out from my routines. And I'm really looking forward to that. Some new scenery and some more participation outside of the online space. Probably, and I'm not totally breaking off out of that, but I think a new environment will refresh my aliveness and probably inspire me to continue writing and reading, trying to integrate this a new, I want to call it lenses, but it's not. Maybe, yeah, it will start out, I guess, as lenses and be more and more integrated in the background of my consciousness. It's already doing that at like different. It's kind of. It just makes sense when I read about the betweenness and otherness. And it's very helpful. So I can more like distill the my framing and adjust my framing in what's going on at a certain situation or yeah, and also the usefulness to be more concrete is maybe not concrete. Yeah, I think it's concrete. It's very it's it's more expansive and includes more of the whole of a given thing or situation or framing. It's, yeah, the word comes to mind that he talks about. How do I phrase that? It's he uses a great phrase. It's a kind of a spiritual hospitality. That's really two words that really resonates. Hospitality, and also in my own thinking, it's like, feels like try to be a little poetic, and hospitality is also resonant with the word hospital, and it's like he's creating an ambulance for a lot of modernities, all us heart patients that is layers upon layers upon layers of our innate being. Look at this scenery. It's so well ordered. It's almost like talking about modernity and heart patients. Look at this. It's impossible to see the house most. But it's of course attractive to have order, that everything is in order. It creates what's the word that comes to mind, that what's the word, coral, where coral as to frame this correctly, according to Stephen M or E. Stephen, which way to go now? Maybe I'll turn and start to go back now in this direction. Stephen Knepper's book, called it's amazing that I'm not able
Lap
to
1, 1729.
Not able to recall it right now. Is this the direction to go in if I'm gonna turn back? I'm not sure. Not waking up the imagination, and not spiritual exercises from Ryan Dunn. I'm also reading that, but it takes some digestion to go into this, all this distinction he's making with Charles Taylor and his understanding of how modernity, or how religion was captured, so to speak, by I'm not gonna go into that, but trying to remember Stephen Nepper's book. I have to look it up. Of course, wonder strikes. My God. And I think I noticed that I didn't put the title of the book correctly the last time. This is water. I can't do it. So, yeah, I was saying I mispronounced the book's name. I apologize for that. The last episode, I called it. Confused about the road. I just asked where I was supposed to go, but I don't think I've ever been here actually. So this is exciting. I thought I knew this place, but notice I'm discovering this new place. This is a really good place. Small beach, probably belonging to the cottages or the cabins that's located here. Yeah, can go here. Yeah, it's not too deep. I'm gonna take this off or not? No, I'm gonna just walk with this. So it's really warm. But initially I was like, oh I'm freezing. Yeah, I get distracted by all this beautiful scenery. But look at these places. It's so gorgeous. Gorgeous. So the right pronunciation or the title of the book is not like I said the last time. I'm trying to get to the point. It wasn't when wonder strikes. It's just wonder strikes. There, I got it finally. And so why was I saying this? And now I'm more concentrated on my walking. Slows down my thinking, especially in this heat. Here's some shades. Yeah, now I remember what I was gonna also say early on on this walk. I'm not particularly fond of heat. I've never been. I imagine that's because I was born in January. Of course, it's easy to go into shadow work, the concept of shadow work. Being in the shade, don't feel particularly drawn to that right now. Yeah. It's also a path. Yeah, I remember that path actually. I remember that from being on hikes. We were hiking a lot and fishing around this place, this area. It didn't look that ordered from my recollection of all these hedges as were trimmed. I want to say something positive about the trimming of hedges. It doesn't overgrow, but oh no, I was talking about hedges earlier in this walk. And I wanted to say, in a reference to the book from Stephen Nepper, and he uses a metaphor that's kind of no, it's not Nepper's book. I think it's Ryan Dunn's book that's using a metaphor of a coral, like the kind of coral as in enclosure of and domestication of initially domestication of animals. So of course, quite obvious what it means. It's like, in order to domesticate something or someone or animals, you have to have some kind of enclosure so they don't run free. So it's a very useful and very real metaphor, or it's both literal and metaphorical, because so it's real on different levels. But the deeper sense that I'm getting from this writing, this work of Dunn's, is the coral is also telling about speaking to, from, or speaking about from within, if we use the notion of embeddedness, both in historical terms and also in our current postmodernistic society that we are embedded in. And if we put that notion of embeddedness onto the notion or the metaphor of the coral, we can start to see how our society has created this amazing machine. And I want to use the great word from Nepper's book here. It talks about wonder makers as a way of, this is getting complicated. I'm not sure if I have the energy to continue this, but I'm gonna try to gather. I should be writing instead, but maybe I will. But yeah. So the coral and the embeddedness in modernity, post-modernity, where we find ourselves in, is deceptive and is deceiving, like we can deceive ourselves to go into the in the individualistic frame. Yeah, I'm not gonna come up with a good example right now, but I imagine you get my meaning. So the embeddedness of where we currently find ourselves is deceptive in the sense that we have all possibilities to not orient ourselves to what really matters. Myself included, of course. It's kind of obvious to say, but going back to my point I'm trying to make. The wonder makers is as a being or as an entity, or what can I call it? Because when I say that wonder makers is just a product of modernity that's rapidly accelerating more and more. In order to be stable, it has to grow, according to Rosa's understanding of the accelerating society, Western society especially. But I'm not getting to the point, I notice. Yeah, the wonder makers has to do with he talks about Nepper talks about he uses Plato's cave allergy and he talks about no, he's not Nepper. It's in Nepper's book, but the foreword is written by Desmond, where he talks about developing night vision in order to see the cave, and where we're finding ourselves in the dark ages, so to speak. And
Lap 2.
that's
1848.
that's my word. He doesn't say dark ages, but I'm translating, I'm changing it, I'm exaggerating a little bit to make it sharper, maybe, probably. But still not getting to the point. It's a hard point to make, I guess. He speaks about I think I'm getting more and more lost and further from the point. And of course, it's very appropriate to not get to the point, in a sense. But maybe I'm just gonna end it here, and now I'm slowly but surely thinking about I'm moving backwards now, and I'm gonna I guess just pause for a moment and not by the garbage bins, maybe. It's not the perfect place to pause, but I'm gonna it's gonna it really stinks. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. I'm just gonna focus on my walking and the betweenness of the where the shadows is moving and where the light shines through on this beautiful path that I'm walking on together with so many others, companions that have been walking here and who is walking still on this path between the shadows and the lights, and opportunities to see how much they need each other, and I'm trying to be welcoming of both. That's where mystery resides. Okay. Looking forward to sit down and continue to let myself be uncontrollably impacted by Harmut Rosa's work, and the poetic sense and the understanding of how we got there to this point in history. The challenges ahead of us in the future, and the challenges of handling what we've created, and the listening we can grow, a hearkening of being